Most people spend their lives chasing after what they think they should want rather than what they want. They're living lives that other people have determined is best for them. They're living lives that society, government, school, religious institution, family say life should be. And you might have your inner voice, and this might be you. You might have your inner voice telling you what you really want, like nagging at you deep inside. But then you also have the external, obnoxious, choir of shoulds that drown that out. You should want the corner office, or you should want the perfect Instagram family. You're a dude. You should be watching football on Sundays, right? You should be watching the big game. Are you ready for the big game? I get that all the time whenever I'm out and about. Oh, you gonna watch football this weekend? No. You should retire by 60. You should be happy. Get that cushy job. Here's the harsh truth. The more that you chase what you think you should want, the more miserable you're going to be. The more that you live somebody else's life, the less you're going to live your own life. And that's what I want to talk about today. For me, for so long, I would seek out male role models for a long time. I mean, this was up till about, I would say, maybe about even 2 years ago, where I felt like I needed that next mentor. I always felt like that other person was up here. And I've mentioned this in other videos. This other person was up here and I was down here. So if they could help me get up here, then I'd be fulfilled and satisfied, right? Well, even growing up, my family would plant it in my head that I should work. So when I grew up, I lived I lived right next to my school, like literally right across the street from the school that I went to. And then if I looked, what was it, west down the street, I could see a big, at the time it was McDonnell Douglas, and then it turned into Boeing Aerospace, that sign. And all of my family was like, that's where the wealthy men work. That's where the men who have it all work. That's what you want to aspire to. You want to aspire to work at a place like that. Get that cushy job, be there for 20, 30, 40 years, retire, never have to work again, have full pension, full medical, full dental, all that stuff, right? That you can enjoy. You can enjoy life when you're 70 years old. Oh, man. And that's what I locked into my subconscious. And so much so that I ended up working at that place. And I loved it for the first 5 years. And then the second 5 years was horrendous. Not that it had nothing to do with the company. It had to do with me. I knew that there was more inside, but I was listening to all these different shoulds. And so for me, I went on a journey during that time, and even before that, with trying to find mentors. During that time, even at Boeing, I was like, okay, this person's a good mentor. I'm going to be like them. This person's a good mentor. I'm going to be like them. I'm going to be like that. And usually it was male. I mean, pretty much all the time it was a male mentor that I wanted to be like. And I would get to a certain point, and then I wouldn't be satisfied, right? And so it was this external chase of, well, tell me what I should do. Tell me what I should want. Tell me who I should be. And it would never satisfy. It would never work. It would never be what I had imagined it to be. And it was because the focus was not, I was not able to be satisfied. I'm not even satisfied. I was too scared to do what I want. I was too scared to live the life that I wanted to live. And little by little, piece by piece, I would start and think I would have one foot in and one foot out. And it would cause me, on one hand, to be super excited because I would see success in the thing that I wanted, but then I was still doing things that I did not want to do. And so then I would drink. I would get blackout drunk, just nonstop, because the pain of being like double-minded, the pain of not being really the person I wanted to be, and being truly authentic to what I wanted, the pain of kind of being two people at once was unbearable. It's so painful for whatever reason. And I think that a lot of people who are in that situation where they're drinking, or they're whatever addiction, have that similar. I don't think it's everybody, but I think there are people who have that similar feeling, because they're living two lives. They're living a life that they, part of it that they enjoy, part of it that they hate. And so one of the biggest game changers was when I took this course from a friend of mine, and it changed the way that the course was called Married Game. And, at the time I was overweight. I had like a neck beard, like, I was just a mess. And one of the aspects of the course was realizing that you're a cool dude, that you are awesome. And there's nobody in the world that is going to consistently, there really is nobody in the world other than yourself who can give you that validation. And so I started doing things that I wanted to do. I went playing pool. I started investing the way that I want to invest, because even financially, I was investing in things that I thought other people knew better than me on what to do. And I started doing things little by little that I wanted to do, and really go. And even if I made a mistake, it was my mistake, right? It wasn't because I followed somebody else. It was my mistake, and I 100% owned it. And so, little by little, I started becoming more social. I started becoming doing all the things that I really enjoyed, and all of the addictions stopped. All of the addictions just completely went away because I was in my flow. And if I was working on something that I didn't want to work on, then I stopped. If I was working on something I did want to work on, and like I would go into a flow and it'd be fun, but immediately as soon as it stopped being fun, I would literally just not do it anymore. And I know not everyone has that ability financially, but even personally, or with your hobbies or whatever, the moment something gets frustrating, listen to that and start owning that, because those are the little steps that'll help you to own and enjoy and love being yourself and doing things that you want to do, not what I think this person. I used to do things so many times, home improvement stuff. I used to do all these different things because I thought somebody else wanted me to do it, or it's because I should be that way. I should be the, the ideal Instagram husband on, and be doing all the the reels that show me working and stuff. I can do it. I've done it before, but it's not. I'd rather just earn a bunch of money and pay people to do it because that's who I am. Not everyone's like that. Some people love being handy. I'm not. I enjoy it when I enjoy it. Okay. So you have to own what you really want. This is a radical idea. Like, what you want doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. Some people might think I'm a jerk for saying that I'd rather just pay someone else to do it. Some people will look at that and be like, dude, you're giving people a job. Especially here where I live, there's not a lot of jobs, okay, in my immediate area. So if I can pay for someone to do it, that's money for them and their family close by. Um, it doesn't have to be impressive. It doesn't have to be logical. It doesn't have to be Instagrammable. Okay. It just has to matter to you. Okay. Like, you want a quiet life in the woods, like where I'm pretty much at, instead of climbing the corporate ladder. Cool. You want to build $1 million business and skip the traditional 9 to 5 grind? Awesome. You want to spend your afternoons reading comic books instead of hustling 24/7? Go for it. If it's going to make you the best version of yourself and it's going to be authentically you, then you should go for it. I on TikTok, I watch this guy. Every now and then he goes on my feed. He's this guy who quickly draws these little like characters, and he gets so much hate in his comments. People saying you need to get a real job, you suck, your art sucks, everything sucks, whatever. And he uses that as fuel. He'll draw a quick character, and as he's talking about that comment, someone is saying you need to get a real job. He says, "Yeah, no, that's what my guidance counselor told me when I was growing up in high school." And I agree. Like, it would be nice to get a real job, but I've just never been really good at getting a new job. He's drawing his little thing, and he's done drawing. He's like, well, but it's so nice. I've been living off of my art for 20 years. I don't have to work a day in my life, and it's fun, and I make way more money than anybody that I know in my high school. So I guess I'm doing pretty well. And then he'll do the next TikTok and the next one and the next one. Yeah. And the art doesn't look. It's not Rembrandt. It's not. Da Vinci. It's simple, but it's his, and it's authentically his, and nobody else can do it like him. And he does it in a way where he's enjoying it and becoming, and he is who he is. All right. So stop letting the problem is, it's not really your fault. You we're brought up in this school system where we're told it has to be a certain way. You have to get good grades. You cannot cheat. Do not let anybody do your test for you. Okay? You do that, you're going to the principal's office. You're a bad boy. You go to the principal's office, you're in detention, you're in suspension, you're expelled, and so on and so forth. You don't do that. That's a big no-no. Okay? But in real life, in business, I cheat. I don't cheat in that way. I pay people what would be considered cheating in school. I pay people to do things that I can't do or don't want to do. That's how it works. You don't want to cheat and steal from people. Obviously, that's not cool at all. But letting somebody do work that they're better at, and that's normal. Like, you call a plumber when you have plumbing issues in your house. You don't try and do it yourself, because sometimes you can mess things up so badly that it ruins your entire house. Okay? In the real world, you pay people to do things for you. In school, that's a big no-no. You take that test, bad boy. Okay? We are taught from an early age that things are a certain way. And it's not true. Okay. And you get should. You should do it this way. You should do it this way. You should always do it this way. You should always be this person. You should always talk like this. You should always. It's not true. The cool thing is when you start doing the things you want to do, other than the people who are super, super close to you and who tend to be the most, the people who are going to try and stop you the most. Other than that, most people aren't thinking about you. So if you're worried about what people will think, a lot of people are too worried about themselves. Sometimes the hardest part is just giving yourself permission to be you. Give yourself permission to do what you want, to change your mind, to say no, to say yes, to stop chasing things that don't make you happy. The more that you're able to do one little thing that is you, and own it, you'll be able to do another and another and another and another. Most entrepreneurs, entrepreneurial books, you'll see you need to wake up early before 5 o'clock. You need to do a cold plunge, then get into a sauna. Then you need to work out 45 minutes. And then at, at 7 o'clock, you need to get out your journal, your gratitude journal, and you need to do your gratitude. And then at 7:30, you need to do your affirmations, and you need to do this, and you need to do that. So by the time it's 9 o'clock, you're ready to go, bro. You're ready to go. You spend the next 12 hours hustling, and you're just supercharged. That didn't work for me. I tried. I tried polyphasic sleeping. I tried all these different things. I slept for 4 hours a day. Uh, I even got to the point where it felt good to sleep 4 hours a day at one point. But then I fell off. As soon as I fell off, train wreck. For me, what works for me, I woke up at 10:30 today, a.m. I looked at my investments. I went and just hung out for a little while downstairs. Um, Came to do this podcast. I'll go to the city today, probably do some work there. Then I'll work out, run some errands, come home, and do a little bit more work on my laptop, create some things that I want to create in my business, and go to bed. And I've made more progress, and I'm more kind, and I'm more effective with my team. I'm more effective with my family, more effective with my friends, more effective with everything, because I'm living life the way that I know I'm meant to live. And things might change. It might change to where I am back to the polyphasic sleeping and all that other stuff. But that's when I'll change, when I'm called to change. What do you want? One little thing. I just challenge you to do one little thing today and see what that one little change brings, going from what you should do to what you want to do, um, and just start flowing with it. Life is meant to be fun. Life is meant to be fun.